Grab it. It comes to Verhaeghe. Turn, shoot, scores! Carter Verhaeghe!
Okay, so for more on the situation on the ice coming up tonight, we're joined live by TSN Bar Down's Eric Kirk. Eric, the Leafs are through to the second round, which is epic for Toronto Maple Leafs fans. I'm sure you're pumped. And the Panthers are going to be taking them on. We all thought for sure it was going to be that second round matchup, Boston-Toronto. And of course, Boston was the best team in the league this year. But hey, who cares about the President's Cup, right? This is going to be a definite series for round two.
Yeah, the President's Trophy curse hits again. We saw this in 2019 when the Tampa Bay Lightning set the record for best regular season team of all time. They got swept by the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Bruins didn't get swept, but this series was just as much of a failure for that fan base and that team as it was for the Lightning in 2019. The Panthers shocked the world. I think everybody, Leafs fans, Bruins fans, I would say even Panthers fans were probably thinking it was going to be a Boston Leafs second round playoff. But what a gritty comeback from this team. They never gave Boston an inch. You see a player like Matthew Tkachuk just stirring it up constantly in front of the net. That's what the Leafs are really going to have to look at this series and see what the Panthers did to just never fold and never go away against these Bruins.
Yeah, and Eric, it's very interesting because, you know, with the Leafs making it through the first round of the playoffs, a lot of people saying, hey, the monkey's finally off their back. There's this sense of elation and relief. But could that also, I mean, affect the Leafs in a bad way, making them a little more lax going into tonight's game?
For sure. They definitely could have that feeling of the pressure's gone. But I think the team themselves, from everything they've said, they know that this job is far from over, and it's only going to get harder from here. The fans can definitely celebrate. They can talk any smack they want. They've dealt with 19 years of chirping, of not being able to get out of the first round. They've finally got the ability to say, we did it. And anyone who wants to say it's just a first-round win, the last 19 years have not been the same, saying that it's just a first-round win. So Leafs fans, enjoy this win. But yes, no, I think the team is definitely going to be ready for round two tonight.
And Eric, what I really noticed this year that's been different from the last several years of the playoffs is really the Leafs are getting production from their star players, their power lineup, the ones that are getting all the big money. That seems to be really the difference this time around, and they want to, of course, continue that in round two.
Yeah, for sure. Matthews has looked great in closeout games. He's scored in 2 games in a row. Marner has been their lead scorer with 11 points. And poetic justice, who else could it have been than Jonathan Tavares to win this series for the Leafs? He ended the Islanders' drought back when he was playing with them. He ends this Leafs drought, making the big move to sign with them in free agency for less money than he was offered elsewhere, coming to his hometown team. It's you couldn't write a better story. So the Leafs need to continue playing this way with their best players, being their best players at all time, and performing on the power play. And hats off to Ilya Samsonov, who I think was genuinely the Leafs' best player in that elimination game. I think he may have been the best player on the ice in that elimination game.
Okay. And Eric, before we let you go, I think we still have more time to chat about this. In terms of your, what was my train of thought, predictions for who's going to take it tonight's game. I mean, in previous matchups between Leafs and Panthers, how do they match up? Are they pretty even? Are the Leafs a little better? What's the advantage?
So they played 4 times in the regular season, with the Leafs taking 3 of those games. But the numbers aren't as skewed as it sounds. 3 of the games went into overtime, and they were all some pretty close games. They met 3 times in the last month of this regular season, so they're pretty familiar with each other. But the Leafs do have a bit of that edge, taking the home ice advantage, and hopefully being able to slow down this scorching hot Panthers team who won 6 of 8 of their last regular season games, and then obviously the 3 straight against Boston.
Okay, well, certainly one other side benefit to the Leafs making it through the second round is we get to talk to Bar Down's Eric Kirk more frequently here and for more mornings to come. Eric, good to chat with you. I'm sure we'll talk tomorrow and kind of recap what happened tonight. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.